Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians! I forgot to close my curtain. Whee! We're having one of those mornings already. Hi, folks. Happy Friday. Yes, folks, we have made it to the final day of the week, and we are hopping and popping, locking and dropping. Life is good, so shoot and scoot your way into this weekend. And brothers and sisters, friends and felons. Whew, talks about the circles I travel in sometimes. I hope you are having an absolutely blessed day as we come slamming in to the weekend. Do you all know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is October. So find your copies of A Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny and get yourself ready, because very soon we get our annual pilgrimage through the Lovecraftian apocalypse as guided by Snuff, Jack the Ripper's lovely, occasionally talking dog. Life, my friends, is good. Frantic. Insane, because I'm having, as a creator, to make some hard choices, and I'll get into that when I get into my accountability. But before we start talking about mine, I'd like to hear some about yours. So I will go into the Nevermind the Furthermore lovely chat, because the comment section on my channel is the best. And why? Because occasionally these good folks do things. They do things like buy the Simple Sword and Fighting Axe, available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert. They play Big Stompy Robots, available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert yet again. And the novellas, they read the stories, they know the horrors. What is the Vector sect doing this time? Can they be stopped, or should they? Or are worse things looming on the planetary horizon for the good folks of Praxis 5 and their battle supremacy robots, also known as Big Stompy Robots? These questions and more will be answered throughout that series. Now, if you want to help me stay on, which I hope you do, you can become a Patreon member of the Historical Fencing Guild and just comment to me that you want to support Nevermind the Furthermore. I'm going to make a Nevermind the Furthermore ad, or you could just tip me at paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. Look at this face. Look at this luscious full body. If there's one thing I can do, I can take more than the tip. I'm just saying. Whatever you want to give me will be appreciated. That all being said, okay, let's hit the comments, and then I will get into why I'm not panicking, but I'm making some big changes in my plans. I did a lot of talking and not much breathing for a second there. And I still have a beverage. Alrighty. Carl Witzman's first through the door at a balmy 9:42. Good morning, everyone. Everyone? And the crickets responded. But, and a comment dump. See, that's what I want to see. When I come on in, I want to see comment dumps because that means you people are responding. Quiet day today. I'll start with accountability. Tomorrow we have a short local authors fair at Danville Library from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only 3 hours, so I don't expect many sales. And you know what? Sometimes if all you do is make some more connections and get to field test your gear at a small show, you can try different setups, things like that. It makes you better for the big shows. I'm excited. Hope that I'm wrong. Honestly, you probably are. I wouldn't be surprised if you are wrong in this because your products are amazing, Carl, and everybody believes in you. I already have all our books in the back of the van ready to go. That's how it is. For those of us attending FezCon, which really doesn't quite work with this. Let's see. How's that work? This October 8th at the Benton County Public Library. I have no idea how it's going to perform. I really don't. I'm going to try to get flyers out local, and I've been spreading the word, but it will be up to you, dear viewers, to help us make that a wonderful event and meet some of your favorite commenters and yours truly at the lovely Benton County Public Library in Fowler, Indiana on 102 North Van Buren Street. Oh, yes. Google Benton County Public Library, Fowler, Indiana. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hey there, sorry, I went downstairs to get myself some applesauce. Donna, my dear, my love, you know I can hold no problem to you. Try to get that thing to shut up during my shows. Technology hates me, folks, but I don't have to have luscious hair. I have luscious head wraps. Anyway, so we don't mind. You enjoy your applesauce. A little bit of fruit in the morning is just fine. There's a joke there, but I'm not making it. Richie, set up my 50-plus index cards to flush out everything better where we were scribbling down a quick idea for a Maxwell Street agent. Oh, Maxwell Smart, a secret agent pistache for my work into one of my storylines. Hollywood is by far outstripping everything else for topics for Wear the Wear, although I've decided to add Incredible Hulk under comics and books. Okay. Let's take a second, Richie, because I think you are falling deep into the pit of the rabbit hole of expansion. And I think because you could do a whole book on Hollywood werewolves. That's a book. That is a deep research book right there. Hollywood werewolves, hard stop. And that could be volume 1. Literally, just stop and put Hollywood werewolves. A brief intro to what werewolves are, werewolf function, werewolf lore, and then, Chaney through Underworld. Lon Chaney. I saw him at a Chinese restaurant. Anyway. But because this is how projects expand, and then they're impossible to do. Trust me, I write books on sword fighting. And it's interesting you put it. My first book was A Simple Sword. It is 101 pages, and it is dense. There's no joke. The first book is a major because I wanted to get everything in, and it took me 15 years of study to have my notes together to get this book done. This is was at the time a magnum opus. Then I started putting out littler books quicker that people could reference. So the Fighting Axe, the Simple Spear. I am going to be doing one revisiting the rapier, but just instead of the Simple Sword, which covers the entire rapier system in depth, and then how to authorize, how to use multiple weapons and stuff. I've had people who want just the rapier section. So I'm going to do a rapier section with added content of combinations and the mentality of the single rapierist. And there a lot of it's going to come out of this book, but it will give me another volume that will let me update some of this because some of my take on it has changed in the last 6 years since I published that. So revisiting the rapier is something I'm going to do. In your case, I love the wear, but I think you need to just hard line a stop for your Ricks. The other thing is, and this is just my personal opinion, so total grain of salt. Hulk is the modern take on Jekyll and Hyde. So you can route that through the werewolf stories, and there are parallels, but that might be taking you way off your beat again. So I think you need to look at your core tenet of what you want to do, put it as small, tight, get what your target as tight and concise as possible, and then do that, and then take the next chunk you want to do and do it. But I think and I'm seeing you slowly ratchet, and you're getting closer because you went from the history of werewolves to breaking it down by continent, and that was a good jump. Now you're looking, wow, Hollywood has a stuff. So if you want to do a book on just Hollywood werewolves, the actors, the effects, the effect on people, boom, you could do that. But that's going to be very different than the stories of the folklore. And I would say be cautious with slipping into the comic book field because that branches back because now you've got Werewolf by Night. You've got are you just going to do American comics or anime? That slips you into like Japanese manga werewolves, French werewolves. Be careful. I'm proud of you, though. That's great work. It's just ironing it down. Hey, Rich, let's see. Scribbling down topics that should go into the book, then shuffling them into their proper geographic location. Nobody knows more pre-writing systems than you do. The problem is I want to make sure you're not just going to get caught up again. Okay? Because that's really cool. And it's a lot of fun to do that. And I admit, I am more of a pantser than I am a outliner, unless I'm doing nonfiction, which nonfiction requires outlines. But just be careful, okay? Sorry, I went off, and that's me being supportive, Richie, because I'm proud of you. You're working your butt off. And yeah. And this is pot talking to a kettle, because if you saw my list of work in progresses, Mandy could come in, throw open the door, and go, rah, But I understand. Let's see. Love Maxwell Smart. Be interested in that. Just enough time to get more coffee. Calvin is being needy because mommy won't open the Cheez-Its box and share. Ooh, Cheez-Its sound good. Morning, Carl. Morning, Donna. And of course, morning, Nick. Yes, I am morning, Nick. Your perky, upstanding individual to get you through the day. I'm in a mood. Add 3 more cards to the stack. Yeah, books, Ripper Stout. See, now, like I said, crap, have to add indigenous people's card for skinwalkers and when to go. See, you need to stop at that's just you're back to fanning out. Pick one chunk. Any one of these chunks you have thrown out is an individual book. It's not a chapter. The source point you're going is so whoop. It's gonna pull that paper right up. My old BLS is starting to show. I don't really flex my Bachelor in Liberal Studies, but any of those are extensive papers and can be extensive books. Careful. Dang, Rich, you go. See, go guy, you're creating a lot of stuff, and they are all their nations. I'm already planning with what you've done, what you're planning to do. Yep, it's all impressive at that stage. But now we need to pull it back down to one at a time so you can do it ordinally. Morning all, here before the starting bell, but listening now because I have work to do. Well, if we're joined by our old friend Jody McPhee from a desk of Small Press Publisher, and he's just listening to WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore, then I guess it's our obligation to bring up his ad as soon as it lets me. So here's the banger hit everybody loves to hear from Jody McPhee.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Woo! I'd love to know if Joe McKeel was commenting, because I almost went into nerd bacon, spicy bacon mode over something he saw. So anyway, very impressed with what you've done. Planning. Everybody's greeting Joe. Let's see. Hey, Rich, that's impressive. Yeah, he's got a lot of background. Just ordering more books was okay until shipping added $1 to book. Now I'll make 50 cents on every one of these books I sell. Who's your printer? I would love to know what your print rates are, because I will be honest, that's part of why I've switched to smaller volumes, because the smaller black and white volumes for what I'm doing, these little guys, I can afford to buy enough to sell at a price that people are willing to pick up and still make a profit. See, waiting for a user to call me back when I could explain why their Excel sheet was pretty, why mine is able to make her get the result she needs easier, and how to make her the next one. Oh yeah, Excel's neat. That stuff's sorcery. Yes, Rich, teach them so they can go forth and be productive. What up, lovelies? What up, Mike Jimmy? I'm glad to see you, my brother from the other side of the ocean. So, while Mike Jimmy's here, I might as well just talk a little bit of life on Korra. I am going to absolutely quintessentially lose my mind when that project is done, Mike Jimmy. Like, I may have to just turn off the volume to not blow out the internet when I see that. I may have to do a live reaction video. I don't know. I'm so excited. Life on Korra. He's got how far out are we from the? Oh, there went my books. I'm still here. There was just a stuff slide. Well, you see, I'm ADD and insane, so I have reference materials and post-it notes, and clutter core is life. But anyway, when the ouch. Well, stuff can't fall much farther over than when it falls all to the ground and knocks over my hand drum. Well, professional broadcasting standards. Yes. Oh, God. See, this is why I need a cybernetic French maid. Anyway, when is volume the trade paperback of your books coming out? I need to know. Anyway, because I love that, and I want to get that as something to read to Xander. Greetings. And greetings from Blue Teddy. Hi, Blue Teddy Narrations. I really need to peruse your stuff. It's on my to-do. But I have a rule. I don't peruse new stuff when my son's in the room, because I never know what people's ratings are and content is. And that's not a shot on anybody. I'm just very careful. So it takes me a while to get to check out new stuff sometimes. Hey, Mike, more greetings. And okay, we're actually caught up with me, so I'm only 20 minutes behind today. Hey, Carl, Donna, okay. Boop, 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 down, 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 down. Blue Teddy, it's Nick. That's right. Da, 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 da. And what's that? Amanda Tockert's Koi Wolf, available through Amazon. Her story of lycanthropy in New Orleans and lots of glorious food. I can't remember if she put the recipes in the back or not. I told her to. If not, maybe she'll do a Koi Wolf recipe book somewhere. And Rising Tide broadcasters think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. I think you should look into it. More greetings for Blue Teddy. That intro is growing on me. It's a good intro. It really is. I'd still like to redo the voiceover, but that's life. I think the voiceover's really solid. So many, because I've asked people, do they want me to do something else? And so many people love that intro. I don't dare get away. So I won't. And we have another comment dump. Okay, I'm in a mood. Calvin says, why are there no bird videos today? Scratches dad and runs away. I come in and he's taking the tip. The fook? Well, Pops, sometimes you got to take the tip once in a while. There's no other way. Ooh, Donna will be at FezCon. And that Witswood Doodle will be there too. Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody and hang out and try to sell some books and games. Maybe do some art. I have to really pace over how I want to get set up. Because I might take some extra steps and try to do a full mock-up of my actual setup. Have to talk to my boss, being my lovely wife. And then we'll work things out. And then I'm sure after 2:00, there'll be some kind of lunch pursuit somewhere. We'll figure something out. What time is LibraryCon/FezCon next Saturday? Why, that runs 10 till 2 Eastern time. So, yeah, that's 10 till 2. And we are an hour ahead of you, Richie. 10 till 2 should be great. Rich, plus if we get to meet. Yeah, I want people to get to meet, shake hands. 102 North Van Buren Avenue, Fowler, Indiana. Hollywood's likely going to be 2 volumes. Okay, so you have it broken into volumes. Excellent. You're just trying to plot your whole series out ahead of time. Thank you. Then yes, I love this. Classic or vintage werewolves. Probably pre-CGI and post-CGI might be a great break point. Or from black and white into color is another solid break point. And now you've got it to a very manageable size. Okay, I'm going to do a book about the werewolves of Hollywood as they're presented during the black and white years. You're hitting Lon Chaney Jr., a bunch of the knockoffs, maybe, getting into Universal monsters as a genre. See, that's cake and ice cream. That's good stuff. These werewolves are coming into the night uninvited and taking all our jobs. Johnny freaking Cage, at JP7 on Twitter, an amazing artist, a wonderful guy. Great to see you, Johnny. Get me some links to something I can promote for you, brother, because you're just good people. And I love it. Let's see. Woo. Okay, come on. We've got a big comment dump. The cards are for me to get the topic so I can not sit there and keep adding. Give myself short stay. It's to give myself to store shelf to stat picking out. I'm going to try this again. My dyslexia fired up. The cards are for me to get to the topics. So I cannot sit there and just keep adding to give me the store shelf to stat picking out my cart for the current volume. I think autocorrect got you. But to start picking out. Okay, I can pull that to start. Okay. Hey, Johnny. Good idea, Rich. Everybody's greeting. I prefer to start with general lore psychology, then go into a lot of American Canadian if I have room for the first. Then go into the more weird bastardization from the media. Excellent. I mean, if you could keep it to your intro book, because volume 1, just put volume 1 under there, so you're starting your series, being a nice intro into what is lycanthropy. Here's remote examples. Yeah, I can see where you're going with it. Groovy. I have to actually plot and outline this one. If I pants this one, it'll never get done by the deadline. Point. And the deadlines are beautiful. The cards aren't stopping me from working on the current book, so make sure I don't. Okay, I get you. We should talk about this plan, Rich, when we meet. Sounds like you are on the right track. I can see you with 10 volumes by the time we're done. You'll be on the talk shows. Oh, yeah, Richie's going places. I'm going to let you in on a secret, folks. And it is a secret very few people have figured out. There's something about beware the artists, for they can travel in all circles. And I have. However, I only associate for long periods of time with interesting people. I know many people, and many of them aren't terribly interesting. I mean, everybody's interesting in one way or another, but really interesting people who have something to say and a lot to say about it are the ones I tend to associate with, even if I disagree with them, as long as they're respectful. And people like Joe Bachman, who has made this lovely broadcast possible. Thank you, Joe, over at JB Tech Apps, the bit.ly address, where you can get his amazing apps and Dice Roller apps and the Big Stompy Robots app. But also, like Richie said, an incredible writer. He just, I want to make sure he has the guardrails to get, his ducks, if not in a row, in a relatively shaped mass to get where they need to go. And danged if it doesn't look like he's doing it. I want to thank you, Nevermorians, for helping him, as the professionals that you are, pull it in and really get, because I want to see him succeed. one of my great passions in life is to be in the back of an audience and see someone I know, especially if I was able to help them get there in some way, succeed and have like the spotlight on them. I literally live for those moments. And sometimes I have to miss them, which is tragic because, a lot of times I literally just want to see somebody succeed. I don't expect it ever to be me because that's not how I think. But I want to see the light shining off the good folks that create and they make something that matters and maybe does good. And I believe Joe is one of those people. And I really, truly believe that Richie can be. He's done so much for so many with such little credit. And he takes so much from people that I want, negatively, a lot of people haven't done right by Richie, in my opinion, that I want to see him win some. He deserves it. If anything, it's a story for all the guys out there, because I can point to that and say, they won. I can point to Brian K. Morris and say, you see those awards? It took him a long time to get there, but he got there. You can get there. You just have to believe. And maybe after the end of the day, it gives me a little bit of hope that my art and creations aren't just for people who haven't been born yet. So let's keep going on. Here's Donna cackling from the other room as Nick destroys the studio. Oh yeah, I had a stuff slide. It took out. I'm pretty well boxed in right now, but we'll work on things. Happy Friday, geeks, freaks, and sneaks, all of which may apply to me. So that's Cindy Koepp, who I know is going to promote everybody. And whenever Cindy Koepp shows up, well, we got to show some love at our dear friend Cindy. So, some love for Cindy.
Author Cindy Koepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Koepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Yeah, Cindy Koepp is doing so many amazing things, and she promotes so many people, and she's just awesome beyond measure. So thanks for joining the chat, as always, Cindy. And I know you're going to promote a bunch of people, but folks, don't forget Cindy Koepp, because she's just the bee's knees. 200% funded and still rocking the Indiegogo projects, Frog G, Voodoo Gods, and Magic. Frog G is much like Cindy Koepp, wonderful person who's been out there knocking out their ads and stuff, and I want to get them, get him more eyes always, but he's doing really well. So I tend to back off. You're doing really well. I'm going to work on the people who aren't. I kind of operate on triage. We're joined by Ice Queen. Hey, Ice Queen, how you doing, huh? Hope you're having a good one, and everybody's greeting back and forth with Ice Queen. And yes, Pop snuck in. He's there. He's always there. I think he may have studied at Diamond Dave's School of Ninjutsu, home of the Judy Chop. And that is a direct quote. And if you know of Diamond Dave's School for Ninjutsu, you know what I'm talking about. Cindy Koepp says you'll want to check out using simple spears and fighting axes and simple swords wielded by big stompy robots. Cindy, there are a couple plot points in there that don't come out until the next couple books. No, that's the link to my Amazon. And be here tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be doing the Historical Fencing Guild. We've got some products to discuss. New stuff's not seen by anybody yet. We got some movie talk to do. There's a lot banding around, and we're going to make it happen. And we have a comment dump, so I will anchor to Cindy for just a minute. Bam. Eastern time. I forgot about that. That's okay. Ninja skills. Do you need a neurosis? Amazon.com/Amy Hale. Irreverent holiday humor? Smashword search Brian K. Morris. I need a video from Brian. Encyclopedia Richtanica. Cool. Yes. Richie seeks to dominate the knowledge of folklore. Be the king of all things lycanthropic. Here's that man. Johnny Cage is the best. And that's what I tell people. And they're like, I hear from people sometimes, well, Johnny Cage is a jerk. One, and your point is. Two, what did you do to start it? Because it doesn't take much, but, Johnny doesn't walk in swinging. He just tends to finish things. And I respect that about the man. Plus, he draws really attractive stuff. Major Marjorie, Amazon.com/Brian K. Morris. And that's Volcano. Rise of a Legend. I always forget the false. Typing to place and replacing RNA, comma got me. Happens to me all the time. I'm the worst typist on the planet. I can barely get these thingies to do what I tell them to do. So I'm not going to complain. Just try to make it work. I want to be 50-ish to 100 pages per volume. Keep them fairly bite-sized. Yes, that's awesome. What page format are you planning to use? What size are you planning to go to? Because I find working in the size it's going to be printed on while I'm setting up really does help me keep the depth of understanding where my progress is in reality. Because it defaults to 8.5 by 11 whenever you're using a word processor. And this is not for you more. I know you know this better than I do. This is for the people who are listening, because I like to give useful advice. If you're writing and you're going to use another size book. Now, I am, for reasons all of my own, very partial to statement size. And this one's beat up because it survived many book slide. But I like this size for my volumes. It's a little big for like fiction reading. So it's a little outside of standard. But because it is 5.5 by 8.5, it is half my 8.5 by 11 books, which means when I'm packing them for cons, I can do 2 for 1 here, and that helps me keep my boxes more consistent and pre-plan my packing. Which sounds odd, but thinking in terms of how you're going to pack your books is also a good thing. Fun anthologies, nifty novels, and even a comic book at bearpublications.com, and merch at the bit.ly/bearpub for your coffee mug and posters. I am looking for a merch site. I want to do merch because I think both Nevermind the Furthermore and the Historical Fencing Guild deserve some merch. But I need to talk to Brian about Nevermind the Furthermore merch because I don't want to step on any toes. He has granted me the show, but like I said, I'm always open, and I always do my business like this. Talk to me. Now, when we get into actual contract stuff, we'll sit down. We have the pre-contract talk when I do contracts with people. But everything that's out in the open is out in the open. What do you think about Noodles 1980? Me. Hi, Noodles. I don't know you yet, but you have the good sense to pop up on my lovely show. So right until I'm proven wrong, you seem pretty awesome. Welcome aboard. If you're an author or an artist, let me know. Because I don't know you too well yet, you'll still have to break up your links if you share them with a space between like the .and .com. But I have no problem with moderate to mild self-promotion. Get into the conversation, though, because the more involved you are, the more likely I'm to read your stuff and help folks out. And welcome to the show. A comic-related madness, Pops Van Zant's channel. Nick's friends should be doing the Dos Equis. This is why I don't speak Spanish. Dos Equis commercials, yes. There was actually, at one point when I was in the society, a running, I am the Shire's most interesting man. But the most interesting man in the Shire, yes. And things have progressed, and I'm out of the Shire, so I don't have to worry about it. Staying alive, staying alive. Anyway, both metaphorically and geographically. Check out snazzy art from animal artist Royal Cruz. Royal Cruz also has a subscribe star where you can get commissions. And Victoria Adams has advice for caregivers, which is a very moving and important thing. Let me see. Boom. Go there and come back up. Okay. Boom. Nick is one of the few people that I can honestly say we have a tendency to agree, since we start out disagreeing only to work things out to clarity. Thank you. That to me is incredibly high praise, because that is my goal. I don't find joy in debate where people are, no, I'm right, let's argue. I mean, I get into those kind of conversations, but I don't find joy in it. I would far rather be in a discussion. Or, okay, you think this. Now, I'm going to say I think this. Now, before we get scrapping, is there a way we can work around? Why? So a lot of times I'll go, why do you think this about this? I'll take a portion of whatever the concept is that maybe I disagree with, and I'll look for more depth, because sometimes I can change my mind. With the addition of new information, I reevaluate my stance on things. There are a few things that I'm not going to change. Core tenets of my philosophy, the importance of kindness, the importance of a concept of repentance. You should try to forgive, and you should try to forgive others. Knowing both these things are likely to fail in portion, but the effort has value. Things like this, I'm not going to change on. But, do I like this food? Do I like this game better than this game? Things like that. Or, do I want to use this tool versus that tool? Let's talk. Let's discuss. Because a debate is about finding a winner. A discussion is about finding an answer. And with Joe, very often we may come from opposite ends of the table, but we come to a place where we usually come to a consensus. And even if we don't, it's a civil split where I don't do that, but I respect that you do, and vice versa. And that's really cool. We need more of that. If I could promote anything like that, I'm doing my job. And if you want to help me promote things like that, please hit like and share this video so we can get more new people, so we can answer their author questions, or we can promote new stuff, because that means I get exposed to new stuff that might be awesome. I don't do a lot of mainstream media. I do independently created media whenever possible. It's part of my shop small mentality. Poverty sometimes interferes, but if I can't buy it, I get what I can out of it, and I promote the heck out of it, because that's how I serve the community. And I think you should too. And sharing things around costs you nothing. Liking and subscribing to this costs you nothing, but helps me promote and share this. So we're going to keep doing that. Trolls Are Heroes too. S.L. Rowland's amazing books. Comics top. Then Pops is saying hi, Cindy. Splendid ideas, Rich, from Donna. I'm a creature of chaos too. But when the clutter starts attacking, that's when it's time to do some tidying up. It's a process. I tidy and then I build. My problem is right now I am mid several projects, and the closer to the holidays it gets, the more my study gets kind of angry. And I consider Halloween very much a holiday. So, yes, absolutely. Help an India. We're going to try this again. Wine. It's right there. I know it's right there. Thank you, Lydia. And those who don't know, Lydia is my undead secretary. But all she does is hang around. Help an indie author beat the algorithm bots. Kickstarter.com projects SL Roland, Pangea Online, Death and Axis. I love that. Limited edition playmat and custom toys and web pages from Studio Hubris 5 at studiohubris.wixsite./Studio Hubris 5. Doobie Quad Con and Comic Show 5 Flags Event Center October 2nd. Come out. Oh, wow, she's going to be busy this weekend. And get a giant hairy spider and a large back dragon, 2/3 off. Price not the critter. QuadCityCon.com. And Donna's acknowledging Pops' sneakiness, and Pops is acknowledging Donna. And Cindy and Frog G is here. That's right. Got my custom Crom dice made by Frog G. Oh, I have a set of his dice. They are over here off camera because I try to keep them charged. Amazing work. Frog's just an awesome dude. Get the monsters and fairy tales tweaked in new directions. YoDragons.com. Meet the Dragons. Yes, and Frog G's doing some dice for limited edition for my man Luke Stone over at Luke Stone Studios, where we'll be launching the campaign for the Hybrids RPG quick play very soon. I'm so excited. I started that before Luke's big nap, and I worked on it through it, and as he got back and caught up his slack, because, he had contracts and stuff that people basically held for him until he got better. I'm just so happy to see this. I am really excited. I also have not had a project I'm heavily involved with be crowdfunded before. When I do stuff, I usually put it up on Amazon and then promote. That's usually my business model. The crowdfunding model has been a little intense for me, and it will be interesting to see how things do, because Luke's an amazing guy, and it's been a real pleasure to help make a game system that good. And then I will be doing more stuff with that game. They glow in the dark, like the thing I will be opening tonight that I got from Cindy. Yeah, that's right. I want to hear that. People are shopping. When you buy something from one of us, one, if it's on Amazon, do a review, please. Two, talk about it here. That's one of the best ways to promote. If you get something that's cool, promote it. And if you get something that doesn't work out, we'll talk about it. Need to get the newer promo video. Yep. Johnny is cool. Johnny Cage is like his lore. Never has any remorse to tell you this is the part where you fall down. Oh God, Johnny Cage is one of my favorite vampires in the universe, and boy, do people fall down. Look, 1, there's nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, let the bodies hit the floor. Anyway, sorry. Now I want to create stuff because that's one of my, it's getting close to the deadline. Time to turn on the power jams. Breathe, pull it down a notch. I have to keep things at acceptable broadcast standards and not full-on power rant Nick. We're not there. It's a mellow Friday. Life is good. Psst. Gotta have that little steam vent, It helps. And I'm out of break time. Sartnart76 for vintage cartooniness. Don't forget to tip your host. Check out patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. Have fun storming the castle. Sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter at Risingtide.pub. And that's supporting BKM. That's Brian K. Morris, the original creator of this lovely program, who bequeathed it to me in an act of kindness and mercy, both to him and to his wife, so that they can spend some more time. I get to see them next week. I get to see them. I love doing the show, but it means I don't get my morning dose of Brian anymore. So it's a little... In order to give, one must sacrifice. And I love them. And speaking of Brian and his lovely wife, Cookie, please support them too. #BringCookieHome. Now, back to your regularly scheduled comments. I get knocked down. I get up again, and nothing can keep me down. Go! You guys really want to just like pull the string on my back and let me rip, man. Woo! Ain't nothing slows you down, Pops. That's right. Thump that tub. Bam. I have a meeting at 11 a.m. that solidifies the beginning of the roadshow. Well, don't miss that on my account. See you in Augusta in November. I'll be covering a red carpet event. Me. LOL. This is going to be good. I can't wait to see what you're up to, Pops. Now, since we have the customary lull in commentary, just watch us on Thursday if you get time to do so. I do. The problem is Thursday nights, because of the way our schedules are usually kind of our Friday nights, because Amanda works at the library and she does a lot of basically 410 kind of scheduling, if that makes sense. So on Thursday nights, because it's quiet, we tend to go shopping. That way we can get any, our grocery shopping done, unless there's a family situation that requires more attention, or I'm running the game for the teens, because I run a D&D game for the teens and younger, but we're working on getting that kind of reconfigured probably next year at Benton County Public Library. But when I'm not doing that, we go grocery shopping, and we get what we need, and we get home, and it's usually pretty quiet because that's just how my schedule is. So I end up listening to Comic Book Spectrum in the car on the way to Walmart or on the way home. So that's how I get my dose. It's a great show, and then I catch it in rerun, but it's not that interaction, Right, you all have a great day. We are launching Lori Calcaterras, and I'm sorry if I butchered that, Path of the Pale Rider 2 at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come out of the green room and show her some support. Oh, brother, Pops, I love you. You're trying to do a lot for the community, but I'm going to tell you something. Those who know about Uncle Carl's secret green room, I have trouble like doing my own show because the draw to the green room is that powerful. And I know a lot of my viewers kind of cheat on me, and they will have two tabs going, or they flip back and forth. I understand it happens. What happens behind the green door, Oh, don't you want to know what happens behind the green door? But it is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of humor and rants, and a lot of people get alcoholic. And I'm not an alcoholic because I do not drink. And the reason I'm not an alcoholic is I do not and haven't drunk. I have far too much genetic proclivity that way. So I'm totally fine with other people who can handle it doing so. I just can't promote it because, again, I know too many alcoholics, and I can't have it around me because people know they're safe coming over to my house when booze is a temptation. That being said, the green room is digital, so you're safe-ish. The green room does have some pull on the soul, but it's not good, but it's a pull. And you don't have to drink or smoke or whatever. Yes, it's a shame Michaela hasn't come in, because as soon as you said whatever, that's where my brain went. Now, I do have a bit of personal accountability and commenting to talk about. That's actually on point, and I'll do it now that we're at the end of the show. As people followed, I ran a campaign, and a large part of it is for a campaign I wrote called Dusk Falls over Ravencleft Gorge. And I have my notes, and I was turning it into a published RPG. That has always been my intention. However, recent things with Wizards of the Coast have inclined me as an independent creator to be much less likely to try to be directly compatible with that system. So, okay. I'm sorry. You're confused. Yeah, you're new. New people don't know this. Carl Witzman, runs a secret humor group where people make all sorts of jokes and stuff on Facebook. Now, on Friday nights, the secret humor group at about 7 o'clock till deep into Saturday morning does a what they call the Green Room, which is a Facebook group video chat thing where they crack jokes and are horribly inappropriate. It just happens to overlap the time of my Historical Fencing Guild live stream. So there's a little bit of humor because some of my dear friends, try to attend both. And I do tend to hop on a little bit after my live stream, depending on how my live stream went and how, the household is going. If you have a sense of humor that is very, very difficult to offend, I'm sure someone can send you the link to, if you're on Facebook, to the secret humor page. And from there, you'll get notifications to the Green Room. I see. Awesome. And Carl Witzman is chasing the cat out of the recycling for the 4th time today. Our cat has to be on a leash right now because he's reaching the age where he gets cranky about other cats. And the other male cat who wants to come in, and he keep getting into scraps. And yes, the Green Room is never recorded for the sake of all humanity. Thank God. But and yes, I did tell them about the initiation. Fairness. But all that aside, back to my stuff. That means I have to reformat the RPG I'm writing, and it means I have to double down and work on the Base +2, which is the core system that I built the Hybrids RPG around, for a fantasy version, which will be Base +2 Fantasy. I need to work on that. I'm also hitting the end of the year. My goal every year is to have 12 publications. I rarely meet it, but, having a lofty goal helps. This year, I'm popping along, and it's something I want to do. I actually have to go and do a count because this year's been long enough that combined with the games that I've done, I'm getting close. And I usually get about 6 things out a year, but a lot of it's not in my name, where it's commission work, where I've gotten paid, but it's not on my personal, This is not a by Nick. This is a Nick did the game design for, or Nick did background work for, or something like that. So I'm working on upping my content count because it just helps with sales. So I have a horror anthology that I'm at 4,000 words on, and I want to. I'm not sure how many stories I'm going to put into that. I'm going to do it till it feels right, or I run out of time, and I want that out by the end of October. I had wanted it out by the start of October, but then I had some other things that required my work to help people who really needed it, which happens. So this year, the quick play may have come out this year. No, it came out before. I have the horror coming out. I did the Simple Sword this year. I did all the background work for a game called Writer's Rule by Cooper, Telepathic Bunny, and a guy named Buddy Lord. I did my part on Jody McPhee's AWF Primetime, the wrestling RPG, using the same campaign. I am barreling towards the end of part 1 of Dusk Falls over Ravencleft Gorge. Part 2 I will do, and that will be just basically about the castle and beyond. That might get done this year. It may not. Priorities. I want to do a rapier book, and then I have several Big Stompy Robots novellas in the works. So I am a procrastinator and I'm bouncy, just like our dear friend Richie is. But what I do is I have a whole bunch of loading bars going all at the same time because it's really hard for me to sit down and focus on one for any extended length of time. I have ADD. So to keep progress going, I just let myself hop between projects. And then when I get to the one, I just pop to the first and hop some more. It means each one takes longer, but they all get done, and then they all come out in spurts. That's why suddenly I'll be like, oh, he has all these projects. Yes, because I've been working constantly. So I hope that works. Let's see. And since the green room is not recorded, so you don't have to worry about ending up in Facebook jail. Yes, that is part of why people have it. You can chat and you can do stuff. That's a lot of words. I wish that were so. I think the simple sword is 25,000 words, but a whole lot of images. The fighting axe. What was the fighting axe? 6,000 or 8,000? Yeah. I know it's 50 pages statement size, but there's also images and space. I leave space on my textbook stuff so that you have margins to write things in. But it's there. LMAO, hey, thanks for the hey procrastinator. Get that module done and put it out in the game. That's on you, brother. I love you. And you take your time. I'd rather have you put it out right than put it out rushed. And plus, you do a lot of books and you have other things. 4,000. Yeah, 4,000. That is where a lot of my novellas live. Like a lot more than 2. Yep. Time to be a good robot and 10 meetings later, folks. Bye, Richie. See you, Rich. Everybody saying see you, Rich. We're past the hour line. And I know there are a lot of people who like to hop over to our dear friends over at the Raging Network and see what Nita and Daphne are doing. So I try not to overstomp them. And yep, about time to say, have a great day, everyone, so I can chase the cat out of recycling bin. So what I'm going to say, guys, is thank you. Wonderful show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you feel like giving me anything to help me keep doing this, it would be much appreciated. PayPal.me/Nicholas Tockert. If there are no other questions, let me see what the comments. Later's Rich. Yeah, accountability. Did 2 more sketches in the new sketchbook and finished the first issue of the adult comic anthology. It may not get published. I understand that. You know what? Here. 1 second. 1 second, because what I will do. General, I believe is where it lives. No. Layouts. Yes. Make myself a little bigger for a second. Here we go. Art, before we get, because tomorrow starts Inktober. This is a piece I've been working on for a while. I haven't even got it scanned yet for the setup for the Wu-Tang project that I have to do this month and get to my boy Sterling. So there's that image. And my current work in progress. This is I just have a picture going while I'm doing other people's shows. So this is my work in progress. So that's my artistic accountability. I do try to keep my art going too. Ooh, very nice. Thank you. If you want to see my stuff, you can find it at www.deviantart.com/Nick Show. It's in the links, but I've been there for like 18 years, and I like people to be able to scroll through and see my old kind of cringy stuff. Real soon, I will be redoing one of my favorite old cringy pieces. I'm just working on some modeling and stuff. So there's something really cool. Like the work in progress. Thank you. So yes, I because I'm an artist and a writer and a game designer and a paranormal consultant, retired, especially this time of year. and a few other things, I've always got more irons in the fire, so my accountability is always very strange. But I hope you enjoyed that. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. I will be back tonight on the Historical Fencing Guild Network, where we will review some trainers I probably should have bought. Well, we'll see, because there's one that I bought, but it isn't mine, and another set that might go to somebody else. I haven't quite figured out yet. And we have a lot to talk there. We'll talk about how to sword fight and answer questions about that. And next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be right here for Nevermind the Furthermore from usually 10 till 11. And Nerd Bacon on Luke Stone Studios from 9 till whenever in the morning. Where we talk nerd stuff, but that can be that a lot of the people on there are extremely politically conservative. So if that offends you, I'm sort of the token vaguely liberal centralist person. So I will see you all at least Monday. Between now and then, get out a pencil, get out a pad, get out something to scrap, get your phone, whatever, and create something. Write something, draw something. Because even if it completely sucks, you can fix it, you can build on it, you can learn from the process. But at the end of the day, friends, you can't edit a blank page. So I will see you very soon.